Hello everyone and welcome to CFC Fan TV. So Chelsea played Tottenham at Wembley last night in the semi-final. Rory, what did you think about that?
Look,
It's a nervous laugh, by the way.
Yeah, I'm from a school of thought where any defeat to Tottenham in any circumstances is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I found last night really painful. I was there. I thought our support was good. We were loud. We were respectful. But we lost to Tottenham, and Tottenham were there for the taking. I think that's the thing that I find most difficult to take. They were there for the beating, and we didn't go for the jugular.
Yeah, what's surprising about this one is that the majority of Chelsea fans are coming out and saying, yeah, they thought we really played well in the second half, came out and give it a proper go. And I would agree we did, but at no point, I mean, I watched it at home on the television, and I think it's very different when you watch it in a stadium. You feel like, yeah, we could have done something more there if we had somebody up front. And I did say that at the time, but watching that, we were never going to score. I know everybody feels like that, but this game could have gone on for an hour, 2 hours more,
Yeah, still be playing now.
Nothing would have happened. So for me, I think Sarri made the wrong substitutions. I don't know how you feel about it, Raw. I would have simply just changed Willian for Giroud. I probably wouldn't have taken Adoy off. I know he probably didn't want to make him too tired out and stuff, but I probably would have left him on the pitch, and maybe we would have had a bit more of a chance. But having said that, I'm not saying Giroud is the answer to all our problems, because he hasn't.
A striker. Look, I don't think a striker is the answer to all our problems. I think our problems are a little bit more deep lying than that. But a striker is the answer to a huge problem.
It's the
at
difference.
The moment. Somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net, and there's lots of talk about Higuain. And I found out this morning, I had a bit of a chat on Twitter about him. And if he comes in, he can play in the return leg. There was some debate. Maybe not with you. I'm sure you will know. But if we sign a player from abroad who hasn't played in this competition already, he doesn't have to have been signed before the first leg. So Higuain, for example, could come in, his first game could be the return leg against Tottenham, and he could write himself into Chelsea folklore that day. He could do a Georgie Weah.
Which would be amazing.
Which would be amazing. But we need him, because I just don't see where I know. Like, we're so heavily reliant, overly reliant and embarrassingly reliant.
People kept
on
saying
Eden
yesterday
Hazard.
that fans were saying, yeah, I fancy us tonight. In what world, though? Because I don't see how, Tottenham are a good team. Yes, they can be taken down. The minute I find with Tottenham, the minute you knock their confidence, that's it for them. They're done and dusted, and you can really go for it. But at no point during that game do I think that they really didn't have control of that game. I think they defended very well, I have to say. On our
lucky,
side,
didn't they? They had that. We were lucky with the effort, but when Adoy's cross ended up getting.
Mm-hmm.
If that goes in, it completely changes the complexion.
But you say
of
that,
the game.
but on the television, and I often prefer, especially when I have to do reviews with you guys, I often prefer watching it on television, because I can actually see properly, more focused on the technical side of football and what's going on, instead of when you're in the stadium.
It's more fun, isn't it?
It's more fun, and it's all about supporting the Blues and everything. But bear in mind, yeah, of course I do that when I'm watching it on TV. But you see things from a different perspective, and the amount of times the ball was crossed in, we have no problem getting the ball into the box. That's not a problem. But it goes either straight to the keeper, who catches it,
and
or there's nobody there.
And Sanchez and Alvaro, they're lapping that up. They want us wide, and they want us whipping it in. What they don't want is intricate passing through the middle.
Yeah.
And Hazard aside, we don't actually have enough quality to get through in that way. So
It's
I think
sort of
that
like we do all the work getting the ball into the box, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's when it's in the box, there's nobody really to finish. And also, we don't really have. I mean, Harry Kane didn't see. I think it was the first half. He sort of took a shot from way outside the box. We don't have anybody who's attempting that. I haven't seen the last. The wonder goals when I used to see David Luiz do it at Fulham. Those things we don't
Frank
really
Lampard,
see that
Michael
anymore.
Essien, Michael Ballack. Those days are gone.
And it's pretty frustrating to watch, because I just think we've got so much talent, and it's not really gelling well together at the moment. I suppose one thing I actually do want to flag before we go further into it is press conference before, when Sarri was asked why Morata wasn't there, he said he sort of had something happened in training and he wasn't really feeling fully fit.
Yeah, I know this actually. No, he chipped his nail.
He what?
He chipped his nail.
Is that what it is?
Probably.
Oh, stop it. But Sarri sort of stumbled a little bit. Didn't seem to me as if it was a serious injury to be left out of the game. I didn't believe it.
Listen, so I said in our fan cam, we did a fan cam after the game against Forest, and I was quite dismissive of Alvaro Morata. I think you flippantly asked me the question: is he back? What do these 2 goals mean? What does it signify? And I didn't really answer the question. I got a lot of grief on Twitter. 2 people in particular really watched that video, found me on Twitter, and said they thought it was a disgrace. I'm not supporting the player. I didn't see the potential in it, and I've just completely lost all interest in Alvaro Morata, and I think for his sake as well. I think Sevilla.
But I think for him, it would be. I think I'm. What's the word? I really, really think it's important player confidence. I mean, it has to be.
But you make your own confidence as well. He has to take responsibility for himself.
Totally.
And he doesn't.
But I think for him, it is better for him to go. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to another team and he just starts getting back on form straight away. It'll be a new fresh start for him. It hasn't worked out, and I don't know how long he can carry on.
It will never happen in the Premier League.
Yeah, it won't happen in the Premier League. So you've got to be so mentally strong. I mean, even if you look at Tottenham, they are physically a very, very good side.
They are rough.
So
they
good.
beat us up.
I mean, Eriksen. Every time Eriksen has the ball, I get really scared.
It's class act,
Lamela came on and he seemed to do okay. I mean, they've
No,
he did.
Lamela I'm not a huge fan of, but I agree with exactly what you're saying. And effectively,
it's more their mental,
what they're doing to
problem.
us at the moment with their physical prowess, as well as their skill. I'm not taking anything away from the likes of Eriksen, Ali, and how good they are at football. But what they're doing to us at the moment is what we used to do to them. You know, when we had a spine that was no nonsense. You know, it was Cech, it was Terry, it was Lampard, it was Essien, it was Drogba. If you want to play football against us, that's great. We'll have a game of football against you. If you want to have a fight, we'll beat you up. What they're doing to us now is they're bullying us. So our midfield is, very intricate and very gifted. But what they're doing is they're playing a side that is so much more physically capable than we are.
Totally.
And they're overrunning us.
Yeah.
They're completely dominating the physicality of the game, and that's huge.
Yeah.
So I do think we need to look at that.
I think Chelsea's
but
biggest...
amazingly, we're in this. We really are in this.
Yeah, and our biggest attribute, I think, is the fact that we're a very creative team. We create goals through, a flick from Eden. Or,
it all just needs to happen.
Really goes well together.
But
when we're not doing that, and you play against such a physical, strong team like Tottenham, you are gonna lose. You're not gonna get the win out of these games. So I think I am hopeful for the leg at Stamford Bridge. I do think it will be a slightly different ball game. I'm hoping that we will have made some signings that sort of just, put a bit of life back into the team. How do we win that
game? Because we obviously, as things stand, we're out. It's half time. How do we win?
I think I don't mind playing with a false number 9, but...
Oh, no.
No, listen. But Hazard, as a player, is wasted in that position. Totally wasted. So unless we have another decent option for that, which we don't, it can't happen. So I think you're going to have to start Giroud. If Hudson-Odoi is still with us, I don't see why he shouldn't feature. But at the end of the day, it's up to the players. I've seen us play 10 times better than this before. I've seen us win against Tottenham. Some of my favourite memories are us playing fantastic football against Tottenham and being able to come back from 2-1 down and things like that. And we don't really seem to have the energy to do that. I do think it was a bit of a silly penalty to give away. But nevertheless...
It was an incorrect penalty as well. I mean, he was offside.
Okay.
And they've gone to VAR.
But somebody said that Dave's leg kept him onside or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
The bottom line is we didn't win the game, and we to win that game anyway, we would have had to score a goal. We didn't score a goal. Yeah. It's not like we lost 2-1.
We didn't look like scoring a goal either. That's the crucial part, isn't it? That needs to change.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys comment below and let us know what you think and how we can get back to winning against Tottenham, because I'm not even used to it. It's frustrating.
There's changes that have to happen, aren't there? I think David Luiz has to play, just because of his insight. Like if you look at the game against Palace when he chipped that ball through to N'Golo Kante for that goal, he's one of the only players, with Fabregas no longer in the team. Jorginho's made 2,000 passes, not one assist. The only people who have that eye for a pass is very, very limited now. So I think David Luiz needs to be there for a lot of reasons, but partly due to his creative ability, despite the fact that he's a centre half. Marcos Alonso's an interesting one. He didn't have a good game yesterday, especially when you're watching it on the television. I just think it was very, very sloppy. A lot of his crossing were not good. I think it gets to him. He gets a lot of grief from Tottenham. Obviously, I was in the stadium.
He gets a lot of grief from Tottenham.
Tottenham fans hate him.
Yeah.
They hate him. Obviously, he scored 2 goals on their debut at Wembley, so I understand where it's born out of. But they're very malicious with what they say about him.
Yeah.
And I think it affected his game. He was so bad.
It did.
My issue with that left back position isn't so much Marcos Alonso. I think he's a good player on his day. I think that he probably needs to be dropped, but my reservation is I haven't seen anything in Emerson Palmieri to suggest that he is the right man for that job.
Yeah, I think if I was Alonso, I'd take all that booing as, extra motivation. Do you remember when, this is completely separate, but do you remember when, I think Ronaldo come back from the World Cup and he played again, or even maybe it was during that game, he played and everyone was booing him, that only spurred him on. Yeah. He used that and he was probably better than most of the time.
Just going down memory lane, I can remember being at the bridge, Wayne Bridge was playing for us. and he was playing against Portsmouth, and obviously, he used to be a Southampton player. Portsmouth fans hate him, they're calling him a scummer, constantly giving him grief. He scored, and it's when the away fans used to be in the East Lower. He scored at the Matthew Harding end in front of where I was sitting. So it ran round behind the goal and ran the length of the pitch alongside the Portsmouth fans, sort of giving it that, which was brilliant. You should use hate from players. I know that, Fabregas, I remember I had a conversation with him weirdly about the hate that he gets from Tottenham fans. He used to love it.
Yeah.
You need to love it. You need to use that as momentum and as motivation, and not let it affect your game in a detrimental sense.
Yeah, to me, if I was a player, the thing that would affect my game more is, when you make a bit of a sloppy pass and the whole crowd goes, oh,
yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah.
When someone's booing you, that's a bit like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna score a goal and run over to the away fans and whatever. But
yeah, so we think we need a striker. We need
a striker.
We need to do something with the left back. Either give Palmieri the opportunity, or get Alonso back on form.
Yeah.
I think Willian needs to be dropped.
It has to happen. I'm not a Willian hater. I'm not. Feeding into this, he has to go. If he does, and that's his decision or the club's decision, whatever.
So disrespectful, a lot of it with Willian.
Yeah,
he hasn't been playing well.
But
He was
he's been
terrible
so
last
good
night.
for us over
so
the years.
disrespectful,
Yeah, of course. And I think all players go in out of form. The problem is that Sarri keeps playing him, which is why fans are getting a little bit frustrated when you do have other options.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, comment below and let us know your thoughts. Now
tell us, how do we win this game?
Yeah, coming up now, we're going to do some transfer vids, so hopefully we can sort of solve some of the problems we have or we've discussed in this video.